Welcome. This is Billie Stenson. I'm Yusuf Shabi, and I'm starting the interview with you. And it's one of the interviews for our Edmonds Woodway History Club and for the Edmonds Museum History Project. First of all, tell me about your name. Tell me about your name.
My name is Billie Stenson, and it used to be Billie Buckley until I got married.
Okay.
And he wanted to know how I got the name.
Yeah.
My dad owned one of the largest coal mines in Montana.
Oh, really?
And when I was born, he had a lot of Polish workers, and they didn't like any of the names my mother gave, so they started calling me Little Bill. My dad was Big Bill. And so when I was 6 years old, they tacked the IE on it and called me Billie.
You were born at?
Robert, Montana.
Montana. At home? Hospital? Home?
I suppose home, midwife, kind of a...
Yeah.
In between.
Did you have any other nicknames?
No, just Billie.
Just Billie. Never been called other nicknames. Okay. What's your mother's name?
My mother's name was Mary Buckley.
Mary Buckley. And was she born in Montana too?
She was born in New York.
In New York. How did your dad and your mom meet together?
Pardon?
How did they meet? Did they ever tell you about their story? How did they meet and and married and all of that?
I don't understand you. You know, I'm a little bit deaf. I have hearing aids. I have hearing aids, but the noise is...
I was saying,
yeah.
did you ever get to know about the story of how your parents met?
No.
You never know how did they meet?
They never told me. They were very secretive. I imagine they were married in Robert, Montana, so I imagine they were met there somehow.
Was it a love story, arranged marriage?
No.
Yeah. So how was I'm not from this country, and my parents are not from this country, and I would like to hear about life back in the United States back in the time, the years from in the 50s and 60s and the 40s. I would like to hear tell me a little about Montana. How was it back then?
Montana back then? Well, let's see. We had no radios. We had no cars. We had no airplanes. And it was during Depression, remember, 1930s when I grew up. And it was kind of tough times. And we lived in a one-room house in Great Falls by then. We were in Great Falls, Montana. But
did you have many siblings? Did you have many siblings?
Yeah, I had a sister.
A sister? Oh, okay.
She's 18 months older. And but we had, everybody else was in the same condition, so we had a lot of friends. So that's how we were raised. What did
you guys eat? What was your favorite food? My parents have a restaurant, here in Seattle, and I'm a person who likes to talk about food. What was your favorite food? What did you guys eat back then? Your favorite meals?
How we got our food?
What were your favorite meals? What was most favorite meals back there? Back at that time. What were the meals? The favorite meals, some special foods that you like to eat.
Kind of food we raised our vegetables, so we were kind of raised on vegetables, all kinds.
All kinds of vegetables.
Yeah, we had a big garden, and that's how we survived.
Did you ever go to school?
Did I go to school? I went to Great Falls High through the high school, and then I went to Northern Montana College on a scholarship. That's in Havre, Montana.
Oh, that's nice. You were a good kid back then.
I was a big kid.
you were no. I said you were good. You were good at studying, and
But yeah, and then I worked for an elevator company when I graduated from high school. I mean from college, I'm sorry. And then I got married in 1941, and we moved out immediately to Bremerton because he had a job out there.
Yeah, that's right. What did he work?
What kind of work did he do? He was a construction superintendent for a company, big company. So after that, we kind of traveled around wherever he was sent. And we lived in Oregon, we lived in Montana, we lived in Washington, and he lived in Alaska, and I was up there with the kids.
How many kids do you have?
I had 3.
3 kids.
Boys?
Boys?
2 girls and a boy.
2 girls and a boy. Are they in the States right now?
Well, my older girl just died 2 years ago, but the other ones, my daughter is the manager of the probation department of King County. Probation, and my son is a contractor like his dad.
That's a contractor.
Yeah, he's in Seattle.
He's in Seattle. Let me ask this. Did you when you married, did you guys live in a house, big house?
Well, when we got married, no, we rented, wherever we could, because it was hard to find a house in different places. But in 1943, we built our first house in Great Falls. And then from there on. And I worked from 1954. I worked Social Security and Medicare.
How do you remember, like when you were young, how did you get your mail?
How did I what?
How did you guys get your mail?
How I got our mail? Well, I think when we were young, I think the man delivered it. And it was on Saturdays and all, he was delivered it by foot. Yeah.
How did you spend, like as a kid, how did you spend your evenings?
Now?
No, as a kid.
As a kid?
Your evenings
I think we played, we had a large group of friends or kids, and we played Pump Pump Pull Away and hide the different games that the kids played at that time. Hide the, I don't know what the names are now.
Were you interested in any sports?
Oh yes. Through high school I was in the archery and I played basketball. And I figure skated a little bit.
I never played basketball.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm a tennis player. I don't know.
Well, it was girls' basketball. We had kind of a few rules that the boys didn't have.
Yeah, it would be hard if boys play with girls in basketball. It would be very, very intense. Do you remember your teachers? You remember your teachers back maybe in high school or middle school? Is there a teacher who was like is there a teacher who was very important in your life, or whom you learned from a lot?
Yes, I think.
Because I think, in my opinion, I think that there are teachers are very important in especially in a student's life or in a human being's life.
Very much so. I had one teacher that was very strict about sitting up straight and all. That was Miss Welch. And then I had a teacher in biology in high school who was very good. We studied snakes and we studied all kinds of animals. And she was exceptionally good. So I remembered her.
Did you like any specific subject?
Pardon?
Did you like any specific subject? Were there subjects that you liked? Maybe English, math, history?
I like math.
You like math?
I think that was it.
Were you really good at it?
Well, I graduated.
Well, I said, were you really good at it?
Oh, yes.
You were really good at math?
Yeah, that's why I got a scholarship.
Did you have any relatives close from you? Did you have, when you were young, did you have uncles?
No, we had no family.
You had no family?
Not here. We had some in Michigan, but we didn't correspond with them or anything.
did you have like family meeting, like inside the family, just as you and your dad and your mom? Did you have like Sunday family dinners, Sunday family meetings, or you had something special on Sunday evenings with your mom and your dad?
Yes, Sunday evenings, you mean with the family?
Mm-hmm.
We played hearts, and my dad and my sister were against my mother and I, and whoever lost had to make the dinner.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And it consisted of a dinner, sandwich, and tea.
Wow, that's really nice. I should try that game. I should try that game. I'll try it with my mom. How did you spend Christmas? Tell me about Christmas back then.
Back there, we spent it just ordinarily. We didn't have any money for toys or anything, but we had managed to have a tree. We had candles on the tree, and we just spent it as a family.
As a family?
Yeah.
Did you have any candy?
Oh yeah, we had candy.
You got a lot of candy.
Oh yeah, we had candy. Candy canes.
How did you celebrate your birthday? Did you ever celebrate your birthday?
My birthday?
Did you ever celebrate it?
No, we never had birthday parties.
You never had birthday parties?
My sister, I was telling her one day about a couple of 3 years ago that I said some poor little kid didn't have a birthday party. And she looked at me and she said, "When did we have one?" We didn't have one.
Currently, birthday parties are very important.
They are now.
They are, yeah, they are now.
My kids have had a birthday party about every year.
What kind of books did you read, or do you read right now?
That I'm reading right now?
Or do you ever read?
Well,
like any intriguing or interesting books that you would like, maybe recommend?
I like mystery books, and I like travel books.
Travel books. Any specific book that you remember?
No.
No.
No, I like the travel on TV, travel station.
Travel station. Talk to me about your friends, about your best friends back then. What did you guys do as best friends?
Yes, we lived, there was another family and they had 3 children. And we kind of lived together like a extended family. They each had their own homes. And it was Dorothy June Lawrence went to school with us, and she had 2 brothers. And so we spent a lot of time together with them. And I think I was in about 5th, 6th grade when my dad got the first radio. And so they would come over every night to listen to the Lone Ranger and all, and pop popcorn. And that's how we spent our evenings.
Did you ever date?
Did I ever date?
Yes, like
No.
like in high school or so.
No, my mother would not let us. It was all study.
By the way, my mom was like that, especially as in terms of our culture, Egyptians. Dating is not something.
No.
Yeah, it's not something to like. It's rare that you find people who never date in the United States.
No, my kids dated when they were 16. It's an entirely different year.
What do you think are the huge differences between the time right now and the time back then?
I think we had a lot more time for some reason to enjoy family and friends and do things. Now it's kind of a hurry-up thing, and before you know it, the day is over. Before that, it seemed like we had a lot of time to do things.
My grandma, she says the same thing. I mean, I asked her, I was like, what do you think life is different? And she said, man, life right now is very fast with all the technology, and with all the things we have, computers, laptops.
Yeah, you had responsibilities and you had to help with the things, but you had a lot of time for some reason to do those things. Now it's kind of hurried. Well, I think we have too much entertainment. TV and the TV.
TV, yeah. Did you like swimming as a sport?
Did I what?
Did you like swimming?
Oh,
as a
yes.
sport?
I swam up until now, about 15 years ago, and then I quit. Yeah, I have been swimming, yeah. We swam in the Missouri River. That's how we learned in Great Falls.
Oh, that's nice.
We'd start in the shallow water, and then we had a couple that would take us over to the sandbar in the middle of the water, in the middle of the river, and then we swam from there over to the other side. No,
Nice. You swam long distances?
No.
No.
I don't believe so. I don't think so, no.
Yeah. No, I said you used to swim long distances.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could swim.
Like how about how long was distances like?
Well, I don't know the distance. I'd swim a couple hours
Oh, a couple
in
of
the
hours.
water, you know, and
That's-
back and forth.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
I'm not a big swimmer. Did you participate in any youth organizations?
Did it belong to any?
Youth organizations, participate in any of them? Youth organizations, did you participate in any youth organizations?
No,
No, didn't participate in youth organizations.
I don't think so.
Did you ever meet any of, or do you know, or even hear about any of the people who went to school with you? Any of your old friends in childhood?
Well, don't forget I'm 94 years old, so there's most of them passed on. Yes, I kept in touch with 3 or 4 people from Great Falls, from my high school, but they're gone now.
They're gone. So you're not in touch with any old friends.
No, I don't have any old friends now.
Mm-hmm.
I have some friends from the time we got married in 1941, but I don't have any high school friends or college.
Do you still talk to your friends that you met when you got to know when you were married?
Well, I have one, yes.
You have one. Tell me about music. Importance of music in your life. How important was music in your life? Did you like music?
I liked music, but I never was involved in any kind of musical programs. My girls took piano, but I never did.
But did you like a certain type of music? What did you listen to when you were young? What did you listen to back when during
Country music.
country music?
Yes.
What was special about country music?
Well, I don't know. It was the Lone Ranger type, and they had more programs dealing with the country, the cowboys.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool. Nowadays I just see cowboys in television. Really, I can't. Well, I wish I could meet true cowboys. See how they live. What did you do during summer vacations?
On vacation?
Summer vacations or winter vacations?
Well, it depends on when the vacation happened. It depends on if we had a vacation. It depends on if we were, with the kids. We took vacations with the kids. Most of the time we had, from the time the kids were quite small, we went fishing and camping.
Fishing. Did you go to the beach or to a special place, or you went to?
Well, when we were in Seattle, we went to Point No Point, and before that we did fly fishing in Montana at various streams.
Did you? Yes. Did you? Did your parents? Did you make your own clothes at home? Did your parents buy clothes? Like clothes. Office. Did you make your own clothes at home? Or
did we make our own clothes?
At home, yeah?
No, I don't think so.
You bought clothes? Do you like fancy clothes?
We didn't have many clothes.
How large were the stores back there? What did it look like? What, do stores look like right now, vast, or how did they look? Stores, places.
For then or now?
Then.
Now?
Then.
Oh, then? I think they're about the same as now.
Stores?
Yeah.
About the same as big.
They had clothes and food, and I think the stores are about the same. I think they're probably larger now. And I think that like grocery stores carry pharmaceutical things. They didn't then, but that's about it.
That's about it. Did your family ever had a horse? You know, did you have any pets?
A horse?
Or any pets? Any other pets?
Oh yeah, I had a dog, but we didn't have a horse.
What was the name?
Brownie.
Brownie? What's that with the dog? What was the kind?
I think it was a mongrel, kind of a Boston bull. He came to us one night and we just kept him.
Do you remember any tales or stories that your mom used to tell you, or you know, any of your relatives used to tell you when you were young? Meaningful stories or tales, you know, before bed stories or so. Do you remember any stories that, like, you know, that sort of stuck in your mind?
I don't understand that.
Tales, stories.
Yeah.
That you know your mom used to tell you. Do you remember any tales or stories that your mom?
Well, my mother would read the story like Bear Rabbit and all that. Yeah, she would read those to us when we were young.
So, how was college back then? How was it in terms of education?
College? I wouldn't say it was fun.
It wasn't fun.
We worked our way through school, so we had no time for social work. And I was secretary to the president, and then I took care of his kids whenever he needed it. So he would go to the functions, of course, as president of the college, and I would babysit the kids. So I didn't get involved in many things.
You know, you got on a free scholarship, so you didn't have to pay anything for college, technically.
No.
No. It's a concern right now. You see, there's a huge increase in the college fees and tuition. You know, people are concerned.
No, I got tuition paid for.
Did anyone ever have a big influence on you?
Big influence on me? Well, I think when I started working, I think my boss was quite a good mentor for me.
What was his name?
It was in, well, I first was here in Seattle, and then we moved to California. We lived there for a while, 12, 15 years. And he was from Spokane, and so we had quite a bit in common, being from Washington, and he was quite a good mentor and pulled me up the ropes.
How long did you work with him?
Well, let's see, I started working for Social Security in 1954, and then I transferred to Seattle in the 1965 or 64, I guess. And so then I didn't have him, and then I worked from 64 until 83 for Social Security and Medicare.
Did you like your work? Did you like your work?
Do I what?
Did you like your work?
Oh, I loved it.
You loved it. What was special about it?
I think it was the accomplishing things.
Like?
And I think it was the people I worked with. And I enjoyed my job. I looked forward to going to work every day.
What was interesting about it? Like,
well, in Social Security, I was supervisor, and helping the others was a great deal of fun for me. And then up here, I worked for Medicare, and I had Oregon and Idaho and Washington and Alaska as part of my territory, so I was traveling, so I liked that. And I liked the job.
Job is an overall. That was your first job?
A very good job, very good job.
Uh, how did your husband propose to you for marriage?
Pardon?
How did your husband propose to you for marriage?
My husband?
Yeah, how did he propose to you for marriage?
I don't understand what you mean.
Like, how did he propose to you for marriage?
Oh, for marriage?
Yeah, how did he propose to you?
Oh, I guess just one day out in the car, he says, well, how about getting married? And so we did a couple of years after that. Yeah, he didn't propose, romantically. He wasn't a romantic person per se. He was a hard worker. He was from Norway.
Oh. He came from Norway, or his parents were from Norway?
He came from Norway.
He came from Norway.
Yeah.
You are, of course, hearing about elections right now. You know, presidential elections between Romney and Obama.
Obama and Romney?
Yeah, the elections. What do you think? Whom do you think should win, or whom do you want to win? And what do you think about the current situation?
You mean who I like and what I liked about him?
Yeah.
I think I like Obama, and I think it's because I think he's honest. And I'm sorry about the other one. He trips himself up quite a bit of changing his mind.
But like, what exactly you like about Obama? Like, you said the other guy, Romney, he trips himself. But what's special about Obama that makes you like him?
Romney?
No, Obama.
Obama? I think he's trying to do for the country, and I think he's for the middle class. And I think he listens to people. And I think he's a very smart man. He's a very intelligent man, and I think he uses his head. So I like him.
Tell me, did you ever have any dream that you wanted to accomplish, but you were never able to?
No.
No. You accomplished everything in life that you wanted to.
Yeah, I think I accomplished everything I wanted, and I never dreamed about it. No.
Oh.
Is that what you said?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just impressed.
Yeah.
It's just some people live their whole lives, and there are some stuff that they always wanted to do, and they were never able to. So.
No, I always dreamed I'd have a good job, and I worked from grade 2 up till about grade 14. So I had a real good government job, and I had 3 kids that they all went to college, successful. So I think I accomplished my goals.
Is there anything you did in your life that you would regret doing if you had a chance to do again?
I think I was a little too bossy with the kids.
A little too bossy.
Yeah.
Strict. Very strict.
Yeah, I think I was too much telling them what to do instead of them telling me what they want to do. I think I changed that.
Do you think it had some negative consequences?
Anyway?
Do you think it had negative consequences, treating them strictly?
Well, I think maybe for instance, I insisted my older girl went to a certain college, and I think I should let her tell me where she wanted to go.
And she ended up going to the college you wanted her to.
Yeah.
Do you remember any special event that happened in your life?
No. I don't think there's any special event.
Um, Tell me, did you travel? Did you get out of the United States? Did you visit any other countries?
Well, I went to Norway,
Norway,
Canada.
Canada.
We went to Mexico. And let's see, I've gone to, of course, Hawaii, but that's not out of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I went to England.
England.
And that's about it.
Should have thought about visiting Egypt.
Hmm?
Should have thought about visiting Egypt. I said you should have thought about visiting Egypt.
Yeah.
It's really nice. A lot of people like to see the pyramids, and so.
Oh.
If I would ask you for an advice that you would like to say to the new generations, what would you tell them? What would you tell them to avoid? What would you wish for them? What would you wish for the country? So let me just start. What would you ask from these future generations to do?
For the future generation?
Yeah, from our current generations.
Your generation now?
Mm-hmm.
I would think, I would ask them to be honest and treat each other kind. And I think use your head. I think that's what I would tell them. Use your head.
Make better choices, you mean?
Yeah.
Like, do you see?
Life changes. I mean, you kids, you're growing up with all this electronic stuff. We grew up reading the newspapers, and there's a difference.
Do you think that do you wish that that there's like if they give you the chance to fix something in the current generation or for the future generations that you don't like, what would you like to fix?
I think I would like to fix the drugs.
The drugs.
Eliminate the drugs if I could, yes. I think they're taking over. And I believe too that there's I think we need to help the poor, or the racial, to get ahead. I think then the country would be better off.
What do you wish for America in the future?
Well, that would be America. I have no wish for anything explicit thing except that we would be one of the leading nations. But I have nothing else.
Don't you?
I'm going to let it to the other generations after all.
Are you expecting maybe major change in the next maybe five-year terms if Obama wins? Do you expect a change in the country?
I think if Obama wins, he'll continue the way he is. Don't forget, life doesn't stay in one state. We've always had depressions. We've always had good times. And he happened to come into a recession. And I think we're working out of it. I believe if he's the president for the next 4 years, we'll see a change. We've seen gradual change now. You can't do everything overnight. You can't do everything in 4 years.
That's true.
So I think that he'll accomplish some things.
So, is there anything in your life that you regret doing? Like you regret that you have done? Like something that you wish, if you go back in time, you wouldn't have done it? Or like, let me say this. You already told me about your kids. You wish that you could have maybe treated them less strictly, but was there anything you would like, anything else that you would have liked to change, go back and change if you can in your life?
I don't believe so. I think I was busy working and raising the family, and I don't think I would have time to think of anything about that I would want to change, except that what I said before. What do you think
Um, well, let me say ask this. If I would ask you uh, for an advice, maybe for me, I would ask you for advice for me. What would you tell me? You know, like a short advice that you would give. Something.
Well, I think keep an open mind
Mm-hmm.
and see both sides of the problems. And I think that the young generation, I think, is a great generation coming up. And I really have a lot of faith in them. My grandson is teaching over in China.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What does he teach?
I don't know what he teaches. He's teaching English.
Oh, English.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know what grades or anything about it.
Well, I was asking about the subject. What does he teach?
Yeah, he's teaching English.
Mm-hmm.
And my daughter is going over in Christmas to spend time with him.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, I don't have any regrets. And I really don't.
Are you proud of what you are right now?
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm. And you're satisfied with your life?
I'm very satisfied. Very satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
I've accomplished things. I've got a good pension. I'm able to do things. And I've had wonderful health.
Did you ever make any unwise decisions?
Any what?
Unwise decisions?
Oh, of course, we all do. We all do. I couldn't name them right now, but I know we all make unwise decisions.
Mm-hmm. Anything that you would like to add and maybe conclude our conversation? Anything you feel maybe obligatory or you wanted to say?
No, I just think that the new generation coming up is maybe a little bit wiser than we are. I think that they're open-minded a little bit more, and that's great.
Some people I read do disagree with your point and say that because of the new technology they have and all of that, they are getting wiser and they know a lot, but they are going beyond their ages.
Well, I think they have ability to see the world, with the internet, with the radio, with the TV.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a global now. Before, when we were growing up, it was just ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We had no outside information.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's better for the kids now.
Well, I guess
you too.
I really enjoyed the conversation with you, and
Where is this going now?
the interview.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we are just going to take it, record it on a CD, put them on the computer, record them on a CD, and then store them into a project, and we will send you a copy. We'll send you a copy of this interview. And I don't know. Is there anything you would you like to add?
No, I just thought that the interview was going to be about living in Edmonds and about Edmonds. I didn't think it was about myself or the world.
Well, it could be. Well, the project that Edmonds is doing, technically, I mean, I have been to other interviews, and you didn't live in Edmonds probably that much, maybe. And but you had other stories about and they want a project like that. They wanted a project to know a lot about the history of people in the U.S. It's like it's creating like a history background for people who lived in the U.S. For generations, to keep in memory. And Global Project is not only talk about Edmonds, but like anything that's important or anything that should be remembered in the history of the country. So it's not just about Edmonds, people who lived in Edmonds, not particularly, no.
Well, that's what we understood.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
do you have anything about Edmonds that you would like to add?
No. I just said that the interview seems to me it's kind of personal now, where before it was for living in Edmonds and about Edmonds.
Well, I'm really glad that I can speak to people from different generations, and getting much information, getting wise advices, because I do always believe that people who have experience in life are the most valuable people to take advice from, maybe more than people who have great knowledge or so, because they have seen true experiences land, and maybe they'll benefit younger people more. So there's nothing you would like to add?
No, that's right. No. So, are we through now?
Well, first of all, Yusuf Shabi, I would really like to thank you. Thank you for the interview. I was really glad that I got to interview you.
Thank you.
Who knows? We might be back to get another interview of you, and maybe then you would have something to say about Edmonds if you want to.
No. I just said that was our opinion because they kept asking how long we lived in Edmonds.
How long did you live in Edmonds?
Well, I came in '76. We lived in Bainbridge Island before that. Before that, we lived in Seattle. And we lived in California for 15 years. So we've...
So you were all around. You were all around.
Well, wherever Harold's job was. And the government was very nice about transferring me wherever he went. So I kept my job.
Well,
I have no regrets.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're a good interviewer.
I had the pleasure to interview you.
You make me comfortable.
Yeah, now I would like to make you comfortable as much as you can. So, thank you very much.
Yeah, you bet.